Hey guys, working on a 1969 Corvette Stingray with a Chevy 350. So I got this thing running after many episodes of restoring it, and I noticed that the harmonic balancer right there, guys, right there, the harmonic balancer and these crankshaft pulleys, I don't know what's going on, but they're basically wobbling like this when the car is idling, and then when you rev it up, they actually seem to straighten out. Or maybe I just can't see it because it's spinning so fast. Let me start the car and show you guys right now. Okay, here it goes. Okay guys, so I mean, you've seen it. So our shroud here, plastic cover shroud, is missing. I did purchase one. It will be going on a future episode. We're gonna start by pulling off this fan here. 4 bolts right there. Let's do that right now. We're gonna investigate this whole thing. I have a feeling that maybe it's loose or something like that. I really don't know. I don't wanna say it without knowing, but we're gonna start by pulling it all off. Okay guys, we got the fan off. Yeah, you're eventually gonna have to loosen the alternator and the power steering, and if you have air conditioning, which we don't, you're also gonna have to loosen that to take the tension off the belt. So take a look inside of here. So we're gonna remove the 3 outside bolts first, and everything that you take off, you have to put back the exact same way. So we're gonna take a permanent marker and we're gonna mark, like when we pull the pulleys off. So everything lines up the same way. We did the same thing with the fan as well. So that's what you got to do, because the harmonic balancer is balanced with the crankshaft. So it's got to go on the exact same way. I believe the pulleys are balanced individually, but you should still put everything on the same way. So I have to pull it off, and we're going to decide if it's bent or something, like what's going on that it's doing that. So I'm going to take those 3 bolts off right now. And I'll probably loosen the belts too. So I'll do that right now. Okay guys, so we got the belts off. See what I mean? Like, this is how I marked it. So if I take it off, everything's gonna go back the same way. So I noticed 2 things. So first of all, this wheel for the power steering pump, look, it's also warped. I might be able to bend that back with a crescent wrench and straighten it out. And the second thing I noticed, so like I started the car with it just the way it is with no belts. And I took a flathead screwdriver and I put it right here like this. And I noticed that the harmonic balancers, there's a tiny bit of movement, but I think the harmonic balancer is straight. I think it's these pulleys that are bent. Maybe when somebody was putting in the motor or something, because this motor apparently was rebuilt, they accidentally rested it on here and bent these. I even kind of see there's like an indent here. Okay, I'm gonna start it. I'll show you guys with the screwdriver that part's straight and how that's wobbling. Let's do that. See guys, like right here, look at that. It looks like maybe it was hit there. Okay guys, well, I know it's hard to see on camera, but it is wobbling quite a bit. So we're gonna pull this off. That's our next move. We're gonna take the 3 bolts off on the outside and then the middle bolt. So let's do that right now. Okay guys, so I took the pulley off, I took all the bolts out, and I gotta tell you, they were all super loose. Loose like you wouldn't believe. So I put this bolt back in and I tightened it. I gotta look up the specs still, but I tightened it and I could feel that this whole harmonic balancer got sucked in a little bit. I started the car with just the harmonic balancer on there, and it's actually straight now. So I have a feeling these just weren't torqued to spec. They were loose, so I'm hoping that's it. Okay, I'm gonna figure out the specs and I'm gonna put everything back on, torque it to spec, and we'll go from there. And if anybody's curious about these, so see, this is like a 2-piece. So that goes in there like that. I mean, all this looks fine. I don't really see that this could really be bent. We're gonna clean everything with a razor blade, make it all, so there's no like rust particles that could possibly warp it. Same on here, we're just gonna clean it all really good. Same on there, and yeah, I'll get the torques for you guys, the torque specs, and let's put this back on. Okay guys, so one more thing I wanna mention. So see this part here? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna heat it up with just a regular blowtorch like this, propane, nothing too crazy hot. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit. I'll grab it with a crescent wrench like this. And I'll just bend it back just a little bit to straighten that out. And yeah, and then let's put everything back on and see what happens. Okay guys, there it is. I mean, it's hard to see, but that's perfectly straight now. So that totally worked. Okay, let's put this back on. But before we do that, we take a razor blade. And you want to clean this off so there's nothing there that could make it uneven. Okay, we got some 320 grit on a block. It has to be on a block. Just a tiny little bit in case there's any kind of imperfection on there. Looks like the wood drop key is in there, which basically means you can't put this thing on wrong unless you don't put that little wood drop key in there. This thing's all sanded nice. It's pretty straight looking. I mean, it's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, let's put all this together. Okay guys, I hope I'm showing this good, but see there's like a lip there, right? And that lip is supposed to go into that hole. But let me show you what's going on. I think I got this figured out, what was the problem with it. So when you put this in, see, that doesn't fit into there. See what I mean? So when these bolts were tightened all the way, like, I mean, they're loose, first of all, but this thing could be like anywhere. Let's see if I can get a better angle. See what I mean? It doesn't really fit into that hole. So let me show you what happened. See, so it's almost like it wouldn't fit properly and somebody just tightened it, and they didn't really even tighten it too much, but this whole thing is like uneven. See, like it looks like that there, and then here it's like up. So I need to bend this in so it fits into the hole. I'm just gonna do it. I mean, I might have to replace this whole pulley, but maybe I can save it. So I'm gonna bend that in a little bit so it fits in there. See what I mean? There is like unevenness to it. See, look. I mean, if you can see it on camera, you can definitely see it by eye. So I'm gonna bend some of it in, like right here where it's like totally straight up versus here it's like curved in. I'm gonna try to repeat that. See on that side, see right here especially, because that's where it's not going in. Shouldn't be too hard. I'm gonna try it. Okay guys, so before I start hammering that other pulley, I put the outside pulley on. I put all 3 bolts in and the center bolt, tightened everything up. Let's start the car and see if it's straight. If it's not, we're gonna take a permanent marker and we're just gonna hold it just like this as it's spinning perfectly straight, and it's gonna mark where it's not perfectly straight. Okay guys, so I mean, it's pretty good, but it is a little bit uneven. See, you can kind of see where the marker was hitting. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get a hammer. We're not gonna hit the outside of it, right in here. We're gonna just hit it to try to make this pop back in to place, because honestly what happened to it is when this pulley, when that part wouldn't fit into the hole and someone tightened the bolt, it bent everything a little bit. So metal likes to pop right back into place where it used to be. That's how metal is. It's funny that way. It remembers where it was and it likes to be there. So we'll hit it with a hammer a few times and do the same test again, and let's see what happens. Okay, let's start the car and see if it's straight. I bet you it will be. Okay guys, as you can see, she's perfect. Let's go bend this one now, the centerpiece of it, and we could probably do the same to this. Let's go do that right now. Well, believe it or not, I'm actually pretty happy with that. Let's go see if it fits. Okay guys, so it definitely fits into the hole now. Way better than before, but it still kind of catches in some spots. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get a little grinding wheel. See, just like this. And I'm just gonna clean up some of these sharp edges that are kind of not going into that hole. Okay, see what I mean? See what we did? Starting to get a good shape again. Okay, let's go try it on. Oh wow, so that fits in there perfect now. It goes in all the way. Okay, one more step and let's put this one on and start the car and see if it's straight. Okay, I just got a file here, just in case there's like any high spots. And this is perfectly flat, see? Okay, let's go put it on. Okay guys, so we got it on, just the one, not both of them. We don't have the outside one on. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start the car, put the permanent marker there and try to make a line to see if it's not gonna be perfectly straight until we figure out where to hit it. Okay guys, I mean, as you could see, it's pretty close. It's wobbling a bit, but I mean, it's 100 times better than it was. So I marked with the permanent marker, check it out. See, it's better, there it is. So this time I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. Instead of hammering, I'm gonna take a crowbar, a big giant crowbar like this, and on the opposite side of the marker, so not right there, but right there, between the harmonic balancer and the pulley, I'm gonna put this in there and I'm just gonna try to bend it out a little bit on that side to straighten it out. Okay, I actually spun the engine around so I could get a better angle. So see, there's the marker. So we're gonna do it on this side. Super good access from the top with the crowbar. It's hard to see, but I'm just gently bending it a little tiny bit. Okay, let's try that. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. That pulley is perfect and so is the other one. We can reassemble. All we gotta do now is the pulley right here on the power steering pump. See how warped it is? So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take a marker, mark the side of it and decide where we need to pull it. Just like that, guys. So we're gonna do that for a bit, straighten her out. We might have to bend some of these back after, but see, it's already looking better. So I'm gonna do that off camera and I'll show you guys when it's perfect. Okay guys, I mean, this thing is perfect now. Okay, let's put everything together and put on all the belts and see how it looks. Okay guys, so ours is a 1969 with a 350 engine, right? So here we have crankshaft balancer bolts. It says 60 PS or 60 foot-pounds. So I did the middle one at 60, no problem. But honestly, guys, I got a pretty good feel for bolts and 60 seems a little extreme for the three smaller ones. So I'm gonna put them at 50. I mean, whatever. You can write in the comments if you know for sure and let me know, and then I'll just tighten them up later. But I feel like at 60 they could break, and I don't know if in this book they just mean the middle one or all of them. They're not very specific in it, so I'm gonna do 60 for the middle one, 50 for the 3. I'm happy with that. So that's what I'm doing, guys. Okay, let's do that right now, and let's start and see how it looks. Okay, guys, well, that is 100% straight now. There's absolutely no wobble at all. I'm super duper happy. Remember, if you're doing this kind of thing yourself, don't run the car for too long because the water pump's not pumping. So like, I'm talking 15, 20 seconds, do a test, shut it off. Don't just let it run for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not getting cooled. Okay, we're gonna put all the belts back on now, and I'll show you guys one more time what it looks like. Okay, guys, everything's on. The belts are on, and as you can see, we marked everything. So we all put it back all the same way. Did the same thing on the fan. Okay, let's start her up and see how she runs. Okay, guys, well, as you can see, we fixed it completely for free. I know there's going to be a lot of haters for this episode. Why don't you just buy a new one? Blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you why. This is my garage. As you can see, it's tiny. And the second reason, here is my everyday driver, guys. So as you can clearly see, I'm kind of broke. Thanks for watching Problem Solver Garage. Have a good day, and make sure you watch the whole entire Corvette playlist from episode 1 all the way to this episode. The link will be in the description. Thanks again. Have a good day, guys. Problem Solver Garage, the way to do it.